Most people don't feel lost because they have no options. They feel lost because they're thinking too much and doing too little. They're stuck in their head running the same questions over and over. What should I do with my life? What if I choose the wrong path? What if I waste time? What if I fail? And the more they think, the heavier it gets. The more they analyze, the more confused they become. Because overthinking doesn't create clarity. Overthinking creates delay. Delay creates anxiety. This is FrameUS, and today we read talking about a truth that can save you years if you take it seriously. Direction comes from action, not overthinking. You don't think your way into a better life. You move your way into one. If you've been feeling stuck lately, this message is for you. Here's what overthinking really is. It's trying to feel safe before you move. It's trying to guarantee the outcome before you start. It's wanting certainty in a world that doesn't offer it. And in modern life, that urge makes sense. Life is expensive. Time moves fast. Everyone seems ahead. Social media makes it look like people are winning non-stop. So you feel this immense pressure to make the perfect decision. It's a perfect career. It's a perfect move. It's a perfect relationship. It's a perfect plan. And because you want perfect, you do nothing. You wait, you hesitate, you stay in the same place. And the longer you stay there, the more behind you feel. That's the trap. Perfection creates paralysis. Paralysis steals your time. The truth is, you will never feel 100% ready. You will never have full certainty. You will never have a perfect plan. So if you're waiting for that, you're waiting forever. Real direction doesn't come from thinking. It comes from trying. It comes from doing the work and learning what happens. It comes from moving forward, even with doubt, and adjusting as you go. Think about anything you're good at now. You didn't become good at it by overthinking it. You became good by doing it, by practicing, by messing up, by learning. The same is true for your life. You don't discover your path by sitting still. You discover it by moving. That's why action is so powerful. Action gives you data. Action teaches you what you enjoy, what you hate, what you're good at, and what you need to improve. Overthinking gives you none of that. Overthinking only gives you more fear. And fear always sounds smart. Fear will tell you it's being realistic. It will tell you you're being careful. But most of the time, fear is just protecting your comfort. It's keeping you safe, but it's also keeping you stuck. So here's a calm question you need to ask yourself. Are you truly thinking, or are you avoiding? There's a big difference. Thinking is planning for action. Avoiding is planning instead of acting. Thinking is asking, what's my next step? Avoiding is asking, what if everything goes wrong? Thinking is moving forward with a plan. Avoiding is staying still with excuses that just sound logical. And if you're honest with yourself, most of what we call overthinking is actually avoidance. It's you trying to avoid discomfort, because action brings risk. Action brings the possibility of embarrassment. Action brings the possibility of failure. But it also brings the possibility of growth. And growth is always worth the risk. Now, one reason people overthink is because they want their first move to be their final move. They want to pick one path and have it be perfect forever. But life just doesn't work like that. In your 20s, 30s, even 40s, people adjust. They pivot. They change careers. They move. They restart. They learn. Nobody has a perfect straight line. That's why you don't need to make the perfect choice. You just need to make a choice that makes sense for you right now. Then you take action. You learn from it, and you refine your path as you go. Direction is built. It's not discovered like some hidden secret. It's built through experience. And experience comes from action, not from overthinking. So let's make this practical, because if you're stuck, you need something you can actually do. Here's a simple method. Pick one goal for the next 30 days. Not a life goal, a 30-day goal. Something that would improve your life even a little bit. More money, better health, more discipline, a new skill, better focus, something real. Then choose one daily action connected to that goal. Keep it small, something you can repeat even on your hard days. If the goal is career growth, the daily action might be studying for 20 minutes. If the goal is fitness, the daily action might be a 20-minute walk or a short workout. If the goal is financial stability, the daily action might be tracking your spending for 5 minutes or saving a small amount. If the goal is better focus, The daily action might be no phone for the first 20 minutes of your day. Then, you just do it. Every day. For 30 days, you don't need perfect energy. You just need consistency. And what happens is simple. As you act, you start to feel less lost. As you act, you gain clarity. As you act, you build confidence. Not because life suddenly becomes easy, but because you stop being stuck. You start feeling a sense of control. And that control brings peace. Another reason action creates direction is because it builds self-trust. When you're stuck overthinking, you often feel weak because you keep promising yourself you'll change, but you don't follow through. You start thinking you're lazy or broken, but you're not. You're just in a habit of delay. And delay kills self-trust. Self-trust comes back when you start keeping promises to yourself, even small ones. If you say you'll take a walk today, and you actually take that walk, you respect yourself more. If you say you'll study today and you do it, you trust yourself more. That trust becomes confidence, and confidence makes the next action easier. It becomes a cycle in the right direction. Now let's talk about what people fear the most: making the wrong decision. Here's the truth. Doing nothing is also a decision. And for most people, it's the worst one, because doing nothing guarantees that nothing changes. The so-called wrong decision at least teaches you something, gives you experience. It makes you stronger, it makes you smarter. The worst mistake is staying stuck because you're scared to choose. And remember, most decisions are not permanent. You can change your job. You can learn a new skill. You can move to a new city. You can switch your routine. You can adjust your plan. Life is flexible when you're willing to move, but you can't adjust a life that never starts. That's why action matters more than perfect planning. There's also a modern issue that makes overthinking even worse: constant information. People consume endless advice, but don't apply it. They watch videos about discipline, money, fitness, productivity, confidence, but they never commit to one plan long enough to see results. They keep collecting information like it's progress. But information is not transformation. Action is. You don't need more advice. You need one plan that you follow. So stop looking for the perfect answer. Pick one simple routine, then do it. That's how you become a different person. So if you're feeling stuck right now, here's what I want you to do today. Write down one thing you've been overthinking, just one. Then write down the smallest next action you could take. Not the full plan, just the very next action. Send the email, apply for the job, do the workout, make the budget, clean your room, study for 20 minutes. Take the walk, then do it today. Because one action today is worth more than planning for weeks. And tomorrow, do the next small action.
Yes.
That's how direction forms. Step by step.
Oh.
And after a few weeks, you'll look back and realize something. You weren't lost. You were just stuck.
Ah.
And the moment you started to move, you started finding your way. So take the pressure off yourself. You don't need to have your whole life figured out. You just need to take the next step. You just need to do something that moves you forward. Because direction is not a feeling that appears out of nowhere. Direction is a result of movement. If you want more calm, serious guidance for building discipline and a better life in these modern times, subscribe to FrameUS. Remember, the next time your mind tries to trap you in overthinking, don't stay there. Move. Direction comes from action, not overthinking.